Hello, all right, guys, we are back again to Mindshift Summit. At this section, our next speaker will be coming up shortly. That's Chichi Umesaka. She'll be up. She's already in the waiting room. She'll be up very soon, very shortly. And I guess before she comes on, let me quickly tell us a bit about her. Uh, she's a teen coach, the founder of 19 Teen, I think so, that they are into teen coaching. They work with various industry and organizations to coach, especially teenagers, on possible things. Let me bring her up so she'll tell us more about herself.
Hi everyone.
Hello,
Good evening.
can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm good. Are you?
I'm very fine. All right. I told them a brief about you from the little information I have about you. Probably there are some other things you want to tell us and also tell them. So just tell us a bit about you then before you go down to your topic.
So you are asking the wrong person. I'm one person that don't like to talk about beyond talking. Yeah, beyond saying I work with teenagers. Any other thing, I don't. I usually prefer other people to like do that. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. I work with teenagers.
Okay.
Yeah. So I train teen mentors, teen coaches to coach teenagers. So I think
All
that's
right.
okay. Unless you're going to
Fan-
put out the profile, maybe later you can put
Fantastic.
it.
Yes.
Mm.
I'll send it over to our page. Okay. Fantastic. So tell
Most of
us.
the time, not to take so much time.
Okay. So
Mm.
just go down straight to what you have for us, the topic and all that. So I will leave the stage for you to continue.
Okay, so how many minutes do I have?
15 minutes at most. Then, if you want to spend the up to 1 hour and above,
No, I think I'm gonna do.
all
I think I'm gonna do 30 minutes.
right, no problem. All right,
Thank you so much. Okay,
welcome.
okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Chichi Umesaka. Like our host just said, I'm a teen coach. I work with teenagers, young adults. I'm into media. I'm into government. I'm a public servant. There are so many things I'm doing, and I don't want to bore you with what I do. So I'm going to focus on the theme and on the topic I've been asked to speak on. So, interestingly, I saw the topic of the theme and I was very intrigued because I feel like this theme is very relevant. And the theme is repositioning African mentality for global relevance. I felt that sorry, let me just try and, I tried to do that. Okay, it's not working. So, repositioning African mentality for global relevance. I feel this topic is very relevant. Yeah, I'm repeating the word, but you know what it means to be relevant? Like it is so timely. It's something that we all need to talk about. Talking about repositioning the African mentality. We all know that, and with all humility or not trying to disrespect anyone or our tribe or our continent, let me put it that way. But the truth of the matter is, we don't really have um, very good image. Africans, that's why we see, we are all trying to say Black Lives Matter, Black this. But I always ask myself, I sit back and like I said, with humility, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. But the thing is, we need to ask ourselves questions. Why are we having this, people feeling like Africans are bad people, Africans are this, Africans are that? I'd like to be very sincere with myself. I usually ask myself, are there things I've done to contribute to, the perception people have about me? Are there things that I've done that make people to feel like they can't relate with me easily? They need to like, use extra binocular, glasses to look at me because they are afraid that I'm gonna, do something silly to them. I'm gonna do them or something like that. These are questions that we need to be asking. These are things we need to focus on. So, I feel that this topic is something that I would have preferred to talk about some of this, focus on this theme, but I've been asked to talk about how to connect to influencers for more profitability. But before I,
Hello, can you hear me?
yes, sir, I can
Uh,
hear
you
you.
you can bring you can bring it in. If you still want to talk about the team, you can try and match them, and we'll all be set. All
No
right.
problem. I'll try because I didn't. I mean, well, I will try. Let me try a bit. So
Okay.
for me, I've been concerned. Like I'm so concerned recently with the way Africans are being perceived. I mean, you travel abroad. If you are someone that you travel abroad, or you have friends that are abroad, the way they relate to us Africans, and especially or people that are living in Africa. And let me be very straightforward. Nigerians, our what's it called? Our passport get extra attention when you travel out. They want to scrutinize you. They want to take time to look at you and question you. Where are you coming from? Where are you going to? Why are you traveling? Stuff like that. And there are countries that don't get those scrutinies. And the question is, why are we getting all this extra time? There are times they even put some people somewhere just to make sure that they monitor them, to they make sure they are not carrying funny things, they don't have drugs, they are not nothing funny. And it's because of the mentality of our people. We have positioned ourselves, we like to position, or we have presented ourselves as people who should be questioned because we have questionable characters. So I feel that this is a conversation that everyone should be having. Everybody should focus on helping our young people, helping the youth, African youth, to reposition their mentality to, I mean, to change their mentality. And I mean, even in little things like time, a lot of Africans don't take time seriously. That's why I mean, even abroad, you hear people say African time. And I feel sad when I hear some of these things. Why do people focus and say African time, African this? I mean, it doesn't seem good. They are not using Africa to project something very positive. We can change the narrative. I believe it starts from the mindset, and that's why I say I love the title of the summit, Mindshift Summit. I also love the theme, repositioning African mentality for global relevance. And if you are shooting for global, opportunities, you are looking for global recognition, for global anything, you need to change your mindset. You need to start thinking, I have to have a clean slate. And there are things you need to work on. So I'm going to just mention a few of social values that some of us should try and focus on. I'm going to mention very few, and this is going to be my assignment. If you go back, please try and read up social values. There are social values that we all need to imbibe. For me, number one thing is integrity. How many of us have integrity? How many of us, your yes is your yes? I mean, you don't say yes, and people are wondering, let's go and check this. Let's go and verify this person. There are people you hear say, when somebody greets you good morning, even if it's in the morning, you need to go out and check if it's actually morning. I know you've heard people say that. There are people
Yeah.
they will say, this one, everything they say, you need to go and cross check and be sure. It is not a good report. So as a person who is, you want to have that global brand. You want people to see you as an international authority. You want people to be able to want to deal with you, unless you're playing for you want to be a local champion, you want to be here. Even being a local champion, I've seen people, if you don't have integrity, people don't want to deal with you. People would rather deal with you with arms, from arms length. Like they just want to eat with you. They would usually say they'll eat with you with a long spoon or whatever, because they don't trust you. They feel that, and I mean, I'm talking from experience. I've been burned severally from, and this is not a tribe thing. It's generally just African thing, and especially Nigerians. We've seen cases of the likes of hush puppy bringing so much shame to Nigerians. I have a brother who is in Dubai. He's struggling to get his citizenship or get, yeah, not is it citizenship or residency, just because they are threatening to bring back all of them, even the good ones, just because one person's mistake or one person's careless, reckless life is putting the whole continent in trouble. So we need to think relevance. We need to think global. If I do this, is it going to last? Some of these things that people do, they don't even last. So you need to think beyond just now. You need to think beyond, I call it delayed gratification, that you want to make this money, do this, do it in any way possible. I mean, I need to get to that point, whatever means possible. I hear people say that, a lot of people say that that's the worst way to think. You don't need to get through it. Life is a process, and you need to follow the process. Don't try to cut corners. Don't try to, do things anyhow just because you want to get the fame. You want to get the fame, the whatever you want to be known. You want to have the money, the quick money. The quick is coming. The quick it will go, because it will never last. You will not use it for those things that you feel. I mean, yes, you can get the cars, the bling bling, and live the fast life, do all the things, but trust me, you're going to lose it very fast. If someone told Hush Puppy that he was going to lose some of all these things that he has acquired and spending his time in prison, he's not going to believe that. So we need to be careful. We need to get some of these social values. And I know it's not easy. That's the truth. It's not easy to imbibe or to live some of this lifestyle, like I talked about integrity. I know it's not easy, because you see, I mean, how many people have integrity? Almost everybody, including the people we look up to, the celebrities, the politicians, the people that should be guiding us. They are the ones living carelessly. So if it feels, sometimes it feels tough to be the only person doing the right thing. But trust me, you're leaving a legacy, you're leaving a positive legacy, you're doing something. I usually tell people a good name is better than silver, a good name is better than so many things a lot of people are going for. I'd rather leave a good name for my children. I'd rather leave, slow and steady. We win the road. I'm not rushing anywhere to acquire anything just to end up not enjoying it. Some people say, let's go and just push the drugs. Let's just make them money. When you push the drugs and you get caught, what happens? What happens? You don't get to enjoy that. So I'm begging us, social values are very important. I talked about integrity. Honesty is very key. Honesty is very important. Humility. A lot of our young people, that's one of the things I've seen that they are lacking in with this generation. A lot of our young people are not humble. So because you have access to data, you have access to an Android phone, and you're on social media, there are people that you see and you talk to them anyhow. You don't even know those people can put you on the global stage. Most of the connections, or most of the things, where I've gotten to, were connections that I made on social media, connections that I made just being respectful, being humble, just being. I'm looking for another word to use, but the thing is, I'm very careful how the things I put out, the things I say to people, because you don't even know who is monitoring you, and they can, whatever you say out there can either make you or mar you. And understand, I tell young people that social media is the new complimentary card. Even when you go to embassies, I know of American embassy, I know of UK. You go to embassies, believe me, as you're talking, before you even get to the embassy, they've checked you out on social media, they put your name on social media, and whatever comes out is what they're seeing. They're going to see everything that you have done, it will come out. I remember seeing a girl that got admission in Harvard, and she lost it because by the time Harvard Googled her name and they saw so many nasty things she was putting out, they told her, you can't represent Harvard. That's how this young chap, amazing, promising young girl, lost that opportunity to be a Harvard student. So be careful what you put out. Some of these things will come back haunting you. They will come back affecting you, and it will never put you on the global stage. It can make you, famous, but it can never make you relevant. Fame and relevant, they are two different things. You can get the fame. There are people that are famous, but they are not adding value. Nobody care. They are not making any impact, any real impact. People just like them for the show, but that's it. If they come out and say, buy this because I am using it, nobody's going to take them serious unless people that are like them. So you need to be careful and know what you're going for. So I can't really focus. I have a lot to topic, this theme about repositioning African mentality for global relevance. But I really want to get a lot of our young people to start thinking global. When you think global, when you think, I need to be careful of what I do, because I'm thinking long term. So in thinking of relevance, in thinking of global, think long term. Whatever you are doing, If you're not going to be proud of it in the next 1 year, in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years, please don't do it. If you're not going to be proud of that decision in the next 3 years, please don't do it, because these are the things that will really determine if you're going to be going global. And it's not a flash in the pan, because I mean, when you talk about global, that means you are seasoned. That means we are talking about process. And this is one of the things you need to also try to get. Understand that life is a process. Life is not quick fix. It's a process. So you need to be able to tell yourself, I'm going to go through the process. I'm going to climb the ladder, gradually climb the ladder. So there's no quick fix anywhere. So when you are thinking global, think long term. So any decision you're making, anything you are doing, if you're not going to be proud of it in the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, don't do it. I think I've spent so I'm looking at the time. I've spent 16 minutes. So let me quickly go to the topic I'm supposed to I'm giving to talk on. But remember to go back and read up social social skills, social values, and please start building on those things. These are the things that will lead you to be that will make you very relevant. These are the things that will attract the global recognition you are looking for. Trust me, believe me, Oyibos or the global community, they know the real people. They know real. They can decipher. They can sieve. So if you like, pretend, do all the branding, the packaging, and everything. They know when people are real. They know the real people. They use psychology. So there's a question they will ask you, and you just I mean, everything will come out. You disgrace yourself because you are not seasoned. So please read up on these things and start working on them. Is very important. And change your mindset about things. There are things that are appealing today that may never be appealing tomorrow. So think delayed gratification. Don't try to get it now. Let's do it now, and that now will just destroy you in at the long term. Think long term, not short term. I hope I made sense. Talking about this theme briefly. So, how to connect to influencers for more profitability. So, I feel this is also a very good topic. So, we are in a time where influencers are the real deal. I mean, they are some of them are not even celebrities, some of them are not movie stars or whatever, but they found a way to project whatever they are doing online, and they are now influencers. So, how can you connect with them to make more? I mean, for me, net worth is even more profitable than just cash. There are relationships. So net worth, you know what net worth? These are the caliber or the quality of contacts that you have. It is very important. It's even more than money. Money you can get it and spend it, but there are connections that you have that will last you for a very long time, and they will bring you something that money cannot buy. So think net worth. What what is your net worth in terms of quality of relationship? How can you connect to influencers for more profitability? Yes, but beyond making money, how can you connect for a relationship that will bring you better and greater opportunities than just quick money or fast money? Number one thing I mentioned, I'm going to give us some points. I'm going to rush through them. So, number one point I wrote here is um, to invest, sorry, to look with the influencer you'd like to connect. You need to understand what are you looking for? Who do I want to connect? I mean, yes, I've seen people who say, connect to Missy. She won Big Brother. Connect to. Does that person reflect what you stand for? So in going to trying to connect with a brand or with an influencer, the first question you're asking yourself is, does this person's what this person represents, does it tally with what I represent or what I'm trying to project? For my brand, working with teenagers, I can never connect with someone like Bobrisky. His whatever brand he has or his influence, it is so contrary to what I stand for. So if you are You need to first of all understand your brand, understand the people that you need to influence, understand your target market or your audience. Who are they? You can't use, like, use one brand to project a contrary brand. You can't. You need to make sure that they tally, they go hand in hand. Like I mentioned, Bobrisky, I know a lot of us know him. I can't use some such a person to say I'm bringing him to my teenagers or her, whatever he represents. I can't project, because whoever I'm bringing to these young people is more like I'm endorsing that person. So I'm always careful. Who am I looking for? What do they represent? What they are representing, does it tally with what I represent? It's very important. I hope that point is very clear. So look, the people you need to take time to scrutinize, to sieve, to understand, why are you going with this influencer? What is this person bringing to the table? I hope it will not contradict what you stand for. It's very important. Number two point is know your values, and that's what tallies with number one. Know your values and connect with those that represent that. So your values, in looking out for those people, understand your value. What do you stand for? My value is clean, is decent, is, yes, I may not be I'm not religious based, but anything I'm doing has to be very clean, has to be decent. I'm not going to sell sex to children to say, go ahead, I'm endorsing it. I can bring something or an influencer to say safe sex and all that, but I'm not going to say I'm endorsing it. As I'm saying safe sex, I'm also saying, I'm also telling them abstinence is the best. But I'm not bringing someone that really projects sex, that talks about it and projects it and doesn't care, like the people that will flaunt their chest and everything. That person does not represent the value I'm bringing. So it's someone that it's very important that those things, that you marry those things in looking out for the influencer. Does that person represent the value I'm bringing to the table? Is important. Number three, when connecting with them, show them something that you can offer to them. I mean, because as celebrities, they are celebrities, they have a lot, or they are influencers, they have a lot going for them. Everybody is looking for what to grab from them. If you want to bring, easily connect with them without them snubbing you, there are some people who say, I've sent a message to this person, they don't respond. This is my secret. So, so let me use the example of when I reached out to Toya Baby. So I saw her book and I felt, oh, this is amazing. This is something, is a value that I'm bringing to my teenagers. And she wrote a book about how she was disvirgin and she was talking about sexual purity and stuff like that. And I felt, oh, this is amazing. This is someone I can easily endorse and project to my young people. And I told her, so I reached out to her on social media. And as I reached out to her, interestingly, she replied in less than an hour. This is someone that doesn't even reply people like for months, and people have told me, she didn't reply them, blah blah blah. But she replied me instantly, because I told her, oh, I just saw your book and I feel this is amazing, and I can host you in my state. If you are planning to come to Abia State, I can host you, I can help you, put things in order. And she quickly responded. I mean, she wasn't thinking of coming to the East. And that, yeah, some people were trying to get her to another state in the East, but she wasn't sure of them. But by the time she went through my profile and she felt like she could trust me, and that's how we became very close, and we've done a lot together. Another person I'm connected to. So Bankole Williams, yeah, I was connected one way or the other. So I used to organize an award ceremony during December period. So my teenagers were able to nominate him, and I invited him through, reached out to him on social media and say, my young people said you are a role model and we are trying to give you an award. And I wasn't asking for anything. So he came for the award, he received his award, we never asked him for anything, and that was it. That was me giving him something. Make sure that you are giving them something. When you are connecting, give them something, make them an offer. And another thing that happened, there's a celebrity that was coming to do something in, and I mean, it's Bankole. He came to do something in the East, in my state. And I went all out to say, how can I help? What can I do? Yes, I was a speaker. But beyond that, I had to give him value. And I said, okay, what do you need? The celebrities that were coming, I had to make sure that they had security. I brought, protocol. I brought protocol. I gave them security. I got the commissioner of police to give them security. I got them, vehicles, tinted vehicles to make sure that the celebrities are safe and protected. I went out of my way, and that was me adding value to him. And when I made requests, like I had my own event and I wanted him to be a speaker, he did not, I mean, he obliged instantly. He did not think about it. Look for ways to add value to them. When you can add value to them, believe me, you have won them. When you show them, you don't need to tell them, you show them that you are bringing something to the table. You are not just there to collect from them or to take from them. So it's important. I've mentioned number 4. So number 3, don't be tempted to ask for anything first. So when you connect with them, avoid the temptation of asking them, because once you ask them something first, they shut down on you. And I'm talking from experience. You go and you say, please, I want you to speak at my event, and you're not talking about paying them. Believe me, they're not going to respond to you. But if you say, I want you to come, how much can you accept? They will respond to you. But for someone like me that I'm doing free events, you have to, first of all, show them that you're not offering them anything or that you're not asking them for anything.
Hello, can you
So
hear me?
I can hear you.
Tell me why you responded to me when I tried reaching out to you.
Um,
No,
okay,
you
so
can continue. Probably.
I'm not a celebrity, I'm not an influencer. For me, I looked at, so you were calling and bombarding me with calls and all that. And I felt, so I asked you to send an email, and I saw, okay, there's an event. And truthfully, I stopped accepting events. My husband said, just shut down. You are taking a lot. You need to rest. If you look at me, you know that I'm so not well rested. But somehow I just felt like for me, I'm more driven to impacting people. Even if it's only one person that I impact in this event, I mean, it's something. And this is what I've signed up for. So sometimes I don't even know when to say no. I don't know how to say no, especially in events like this, because I believe there's someone that will listen to me and would just get an inspiration to move to or to live better or to do better. So that's why most times I don't need to know the person, because, like I said, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not an influencer. I just believe that I'm out to impact people. So I have not arrived. I am not there. So for the people that feel that they are there, well, but I know that I'm cut out to impact people. And if I feel that, okay, this program or this, when I read the mail that you sent, I feel like, okay, this is something someone, even if it's one person, can be impacted. Why not do it? I mean, it's online. I don't need to come anyway. It's not a physical meeting. So for me, yes, that was why I responded to you. I hope I was able to answer that question. Okay, so the next
Yes,
point.
yes, yes.
Okay, fantastic. So the next point, like I mentioned, number 4, is don't be tempted to ask them for anything first. Build the relationship, first. Then you build on it. You continue until it's time, but don't ask them for anything first. Number 5, don't expect anything in return. When I do things, I've done things for these people or with these people, I don't even give them the impression that I'm asking for anything in return. Nothing, because truthfully, I'm not looking for anything in return. I just want to, oh, Toyo baby, your book, if you get into the hands of young teenagers, this can help a girl that has been raped to get her emotions back, get healed, and blah blah blah. So for me, I was thinking this, what you are coming to do can help the people that I'm connecting with you with. I am not looking for something for me personally. I'm looking for something for other people. So I'm thinking of value. I'm thinking of what you are bringing. What I want for you to help me do is to reach out to the younger generation, not basically me, because I mean, it's not that I don't need or anything, but I'm not really interested in, showing, you're my best friend, or no. I have to be sure that I'm not looking for anything in return. What I'm looking for is that whatever it is we're doing is affecting the lives of those people that are connected to me positively. That's for me is the most important thing. Um, Number 6, let the relationship naturally grow. So few um, celebrities or influencers that I'm connected with, I have allowed the relationship. I think I'm a bit good when it comes to relationship. I know how to talk to people, when to talk to people, how to give people break, when not. I mean, I don't bombard all these people with unnecessary messages. I know how to, how to reach out to them respectfully. I accord them their respect. I see them, I mean, I build a relationship and I nurture relationships. So it's one of the things that I'm very good at. So as a young person, you can also do the same thing. Try and learn. They call it relationship management. Go and know how to do it. Manage relationship. There are people that will get on you and they are so annoying. They don't know when to talk, how to talk. I mean, they just bombard you with so much. You're every morning you're sending, and you're not giving the person permission. There are people that don't like all this. You're always sending messages every morning. So what I do is I post it. If you like, you look at it. If you don't like, don't. But I won't go and be dropping it on people's. There are people that don't appreciate it. So I have learned how to manage relationships sparingly. When I send bulk messages to people, people quickly look at it because they know this person is not abusing it. She doesn't drop things on them. So, and I hardly do it. So let the relationship grow naturally. Number 7, keep pushing your brand and remain consistent. So one of the things that will make these people to start taking you seriously is beyond you saying, okay, I'm reaching out to you, I want to be connected to you. You are not only waiting for them to do whatever, you are also growing, you are pushing yourself. So they come out on social media and they're seeing that you're doing something. They come out, they see that this person is making sense. Is yes, this person is making sense. They would easily say, connect with you. They go, I have a comedian, top comedian, I don't want to mention his name, but there are times he will tell me, you inspire me just because of I come out and I'm always reading your message. The short ones that he will always tease me. Those long ones, he can't read them, but the short ones, he's always following and he's inspiring him. I mean, it's amazing. So he's seeing my brand, that my brand is growing. He can see that this lady, he knew me how many years ago? He came for my event in 2013 down to 2020. There's tremendous improvement on my own brand. So why won't he want to connect with me? Why won't he want to say, okay, I know this person or like some of the posts I make? Is because he feels that this person is growing. As he is growing his brand, I'm growing. So make sure that you are growing as someone that wants to be part of these influencers or want them to let them be also see that this person is not idle. This person is not doing nothing. So it's important. Number 8, be in their face positively. So part of being consistent and and pushing your brand, be in their face positively. Find a way to do that. Sometimes you can. Okay, so I remember when I was made, I'm special advisor to my governor. I reached out to one of my friends who's a comedian, the one I said, I don't want to mention his name here, but I reached out to him and I said, I need your advice. I know one of your friends was one time commissioner, blah, 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 who is into entertainment and the person. And I asked him, can I steal 10 minutes of your time when I'm in Lagos? And he obliged me. And that's Bovi. So he said, okay, no problem. So when he invited me somewhere, we went and we sat down, and he took time to explain, to advise me and all that. It was me being on his face positively. He knows that this lady does not abuse it. So anytime we say when you're in Lagos, feel free to come out if I have event, blah blah blah. But I'm before him not abusing the relationship. If I'm in Lagos and say, oh, you have events here, can I come? You will send me the VIP pass. If I'm able to go, I go. But it's because I know how to not abuse relationships. And I'm not doing it for anything or to go and brag and show up. There are times I will go, I may not even show that I came. I'll just be somewhere else. I am doing the right thing. And I'll say, oh, fantastic, you spoke well. This was what I learned. This was what I took out from what you taught. Sometimes they organize webinars or something. I go, I follow them and I take notes and I come back and say, thank you. I was blessed, blah, blah, blah. It's being on their face positively. Number 9, don't use and dump them. Keep in touch. So this point is for people that maybe you've been able to connect with them or done something with them. Never use and dump. I mean, I believe in not burning my bridges. What goes around comes around. So if I try to maintain relationship, I don't talk too much. I hardly keep in touch. I'm bad. I'm very bad at that. But you know what? I make sure that I don't use and dumb. I make sure that once in a while I can just, how you doing? Just want to check up on you. Stuff like that is very important. I'm bad at this point. I'm usually very bad, but once in a while, I try to just resurrect the relationship. Number 10, engage them wisely. So don't ask an influencer to share something he or she is not part of. So you have an event, just like this event, and I'll go and send to one of my influencers and say, "Can you share it on your?" And he's not part of this event. That's an abuse. He won't even respond to me. I won't do it. If someone sends it to me, I'm not part of that event, and you want me to, I won't. I won't. I'm sorry, I won't. So don't do things that you will close the door on yourself permanently. So engage them wisely. Another way to engage them is if you like you're doing something like this, you can write to them, "Oh, I'm doing this. Are you available? Can you be one of my speakers? Or can I interview you on my webinar or interview you on IG Live, blah, blah, blah." That way, we're also engaging them positively. Number 11, invest in the relationship. Send gifts, send things. Look for a way to enhance the relationship, develop the relationship. Look for ways to say, I just saw this, and you do like throw pillows with their faces on it. If you have money to throw around, look, buy books, send to them, drop a short note, and just say thank you for being part of my life, something like that. That way, believe me, or they are doing birthdays and you send them birthday cake or card or whatever, you are building on the relationship. Very important. Number 12, and this is where I'm going to end. I said I was going to do only 30 minutes. I can see it's 46 minutes. So, number 12, show respect, show integrity. Let people know you for what you represent. Let people, it's bad for them to know this person is like this, and all of a sudden they start saying different things. So, show respect, show integrity, show the values that you represent. Let people know her yes is her yes, her no is her no. Let them be able to trust you for who you are. If your influencers don't can't trust you. So I remember someone today reached out to me. I connected him with one of my teenagers that is organizing an event. I reached out to me and said, "Can you vouch for this your teenager? I don't want to speak at his events if I can't trust him. If you can't trust him." And I said, 100% go ahead. Those influencers are also very important. They are very careful. They don't want to join a brand that is going to mess their own brand up. So make sure that you represent something positive so that you don't mess up their own brand. I hope I made sense. Thank you so much for having me. I want to appreciate the organizers. I want to appreciate Mr. Mayoga, the host. Thank you so much for finding me worthy. Thank you. Feel free to
Thank
reach out to me on social media. Thank you,
no problem.
Precious.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. That was amazing. I really appreciate you for coming. It was really amazing.
Thank
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
thank you.
All right. All right. So I'll connect with you later.
Okay.
All right. Take care. Have a nice time.
You too.
All right, guys. That was an amazing section from Auntie Chichi, as she's popularly known. So she did an amazing job on the topic how to connect to influencers for more profitability. So our next speaker is right in the waiting room. So I'll be bringing her up shortly to do justice to her topic. But shortly before I bring her up, I want to just quickly tell us a little about her. That's Cassandra David, a certified executive brand strategist and a digital productivity trainer. She is the founder of Phenomenal Entrepreneurs Network. So probably when I bring her up, she has more to tell us. Hello,
Hi.
Cassandra. How you
Hello.
doing?
Good
Good
evening. I'm doing great.
evening. That's awesome. How was your day?
Had a pleasant day, and you?
It was awesome. So I just
Mm.
briefly told them about you, the little I know. I know you have some other amazing things to tell us. So probably one or two things about yourself, what you do before you jump into the topic to dish out knowledge to us. I know you do a lot of things. I see you on Facebook and I thumbs up.
Okay, my name
So
is Cassandra David, and I am a certified executive brand strategist and a digital productivity trainer, the founder of Phenomenal Brands Network, Phenomenal Entrepreneurs Network, and also the moderator of Phenomenal Brands Hangouts. Phenomenal Entrepreneurs Network is a community for entrepreneurs. We basically teach entrepreneurs the skills, the mindset, and strategies they need to scale up on the digital space. I think that's a short bio for myself.
all right, that's amazing. Cassandra is up to dish out a lot of value, a lot of content to us. So guys, let us allow her do justice to the cause. All right, you can move ahead.
Okay, thank you so much, Precious, for having me. It's really an honor to be on this platform. So,
You're welcome.
today we're going to be looking at how to build and leverage your talent for global relevance. How to build and leverage your talent for global relevance. Now, have you ever seen someone who became so popular because of the talent they have? So I'm guessing your answer is yes. Now, have you ever been in a situation where you feel so terrible because you do not have any talent, or you feel so terrible because you do not have what to bring to the table? All right, I'll leave you to answer that. So today we're looking at how to build your talent for global relevance. Firstly, what is talent? Talent is a gift. It's a gift. But for the purpose of this webinar, I'll be categorizing talent into two different parts. We have the natural talent and we have the skilled talent. Now, the natural talent is an inbuilt talent, an inborn talent, something you know how to do naturally, something you did not learn or you did not acquire any skill. You just know them. It's just something you can do without any training at all. Those are what we call natural talent. While our skilled talents are acquired knowledge, what you had to go through training, basics of training to know how to do them. So that's the two aspects we're going to be looking at. I hope I'm not too fast. I really am not seeing comments to know if they can see or hear me, but I'll just
Ju-
move on.
just continue. If there's any comment, I'll bring it up.
Okay, okay, thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to be looking at how to build your talent for global relevance. The first is for you to identify your talent. Now, you remember I said we have natural talent and we have skill talent. So you need to identify your talent. What do you know how to do? What can you do? What can you do easily? What are the things you know how to do? Probably you learned it or you just know how to do them. You need to identify them. You need to be able to write them down. You need to be able to take a book and a pen and write all your talents down. Everything you know how to do. It doesn't matter if they are up to 30 things you feel you can do. You can sing, you have a good voice, write it down. You know how to write well, put it down. You know how to handle needle and thread very well. Put it down. That's a talent. What do you know how to do? Just put it down. Then the second one is for you to identify the skills gap. Now you've taken out time to identify all the talent you have. Probably you're having up to 20 on your list. I'm just saying you're having up to 20 on your list. So your next step is for you to identify the skill gap. Now, what can you do more? Or among all these talents, which one are you more skillful at? Identify the skill gap, be able to know what you're good at more. You might be able to for as a person, you might know how to sing, you might know how to handle the needle and thread, or you probably know how to sew, you know how to bake, you know how to write, you're a good public speaker, you know how to speak, you have this boldness and all. So you need to understand which you're good at more. You can't have a equal amount of ability in all of this. So identify the skill gap. What are you? Which of these talents do you know how to do more? Now the next one is for you to assess your options. Assess your options among those selected skills from the previous point I made. Now, which one do you think you can do with ease? Which one do you think you can do with ease? Which one do you think you can build a brand on? Which one do you think you can do without being forced to? Which one do you think you have passion for? And the most important thing, which one do you think is sellable? Yeah, which one? Because you're talking about global relevance now. Which one do you think is sellable among all these skills and talents you have been able to put down together? So if you can be able to do all this, I talked about identifying your talents. That was what I first mentioned. I talked about identifying the skill gap. Then I also talked about assessing your options. Assessing your options. So if you can do that, you will discover that you actually have a lot of amazing things you can do. I think I posted a content one time on my wall when I said when I started my journey out on this digital space, I was having a lot of challenges. I went through a lot of trainings, and I used to hear people say things like, I have been writing since when I was 7. Then growing up, I discovered I'm good at writing and I could monetize it. So I went through trainings to monetize my writing. Then some persons will say I'm very good at speaking. I can talk for Africa. And I was asking myself, oh boy, yeah, which one are you even good at? Like, what can you even do? I had no talent, and so I felt I had no talent. I don't know how to. I'm not a good writer. I don't know how to speak. I'm not a good public speaker. I don't even have boldness. I'm so shy. So I was asking myself, what can I do? So because of that's why I asked you the question, if you have ever felt terrible because you do not have what to bring to the table. So because of that feeling, I felt, okay, I don't have anything to bring to the table, because everybody who are actually trying to build relevance, they have something to bring to the table. So me, I don't have any talent, I don't have any gifts. So what am I even doing on this space? Then I got to discover that you can actually learn it. That's why I had to categorize talent into two parts: the natural and the skilled one. You can actually learn it. There are a lot of people who you see on social media, who you see out there doing amazing things. Not like they just woke up to have such skills. Most of them had to learn it. They have to go through series of training. And like I always tell people, most people who have talents, natural talents, actually meet skilled people to get skillful in their talents. Did you get it? Most people who have natural talents actually meet skilled people to get skillful with their talents. So I had to learn. I had to get skilled. I had to take trainings, and now I can say that I have skills. I'm good. I'm a content creator. I know how to write amazing content, to create amazing content. I'm a storyteller. I know how to craft out words. So those things were something I could not do some time ago, but now I'm good at it. So anybody see me now, like, wow, this girl is a good storyteller. This girl is a good content creator. Man, she's so talented. Man, I learned it. So it's a skilled talent for me. So now, how can you build? How can you leverage on your talents? On your talent, we've already talked about. How you can identify those things you know and those things you do not know. Okay, before we go into how to leverage, I want to say something. During the process of identifying your skill gap, now there are some skills that are sellable, but you are not so good at it. So what do? You acquire more knowledge, you get trained, you go under mentorship, you meet people who are ahead of you, who are skilled in that particular field, and you allow them train you on that aspect. No, so now we're going to be looking at how to leverage your talent for global relevance. The first thing is to develop a strong brand identity. To develop a strong brand identity. Now, what do you want to be known for? You've been able to identify your talent. Now, what do you want to be known for? You can be someone who knows how to sew. Do you want to be known as a fashion designer, a fashionpreneur? I don't know. So several names now that we have. So what do you want to be known for? What do you want people to know you for? You have to identify that. Then you have to show up consistently. You need to show up. You need to put yourself out there for people to see you. The people you feel that they are skillful with talent, if they do not put themselves out there, you wouldn't know them. You wouldn't be able to recognize them. So you need to put yourself out there. You need to show up consistently, create valuable content. Now, content is something everyone should learn. If you're going to grow to become somebody of global relevance, there are actually some skill sets you should acquire. It doesn't matter the brand you are building: content creation, public speaking, Those are skills you should acquire. Branding, those are skills you should acquire in your journey to global relevance on the digital space. Okay, so I said you need to show up consistently. Put yourself out there. Let people see you. Let people get to know you. Create content around your brand. That talent, that skill you're trying to build, that talent you're trying to make people know you for, you create content around it. Create valuable content around it. Create amazing content around it. Content that will single you out. That's why I said that you should acquire a skill in content creation. Now, the second one we're going to be looking at is sell your knowledge. Sell your knowledge. If you're building a brand, I don't know why I'm using fashion anyway, but if you have a talent or you are skilled in fashion designing, there are a lot of people who wants to know how to sew too. You can sell your knowledge. You can teach people how to sew. You can write about sewing. There are a lot of several ways you can sell your knowledge. So create digital products. Digital products. Those digital products are what will help you to create digital products around your brand. It can be through your talent, it can be through your skills, it can be through your experience. There are some people who I think I know of a lady who is building a brand as an accountant. She has worked in the accounting industry for so many years, and now she's building a brand in accounting online. This is something that maybe some years ago people don't think you can actually build that kind of a brand. She's been a brand now. She teaches people how to manage finance, how to do budgeting, and all of that. There are a lot of people who do not know how to manage finance. Now she has been able to leverage on what she has done over time in the banking industry. She's bringing it on this space and she's selling the knowledge. So you can, it doesn't matter what it is you want to do. It doesn't matter the brand you're trying to build. You can sell your knowledge. You just have to learn how to do it. Sell your knowledge. It can be through books, like I said. It can be through books. It can be through courses. It can be through training program. It can be through videos training, whatever. However it is you want to do it, then you sell your knowledge. That's one way to build to leverage on your talent. That's one way to leverage on your talent. Then do collaborations, because beyond building your talent for global relevance, you need visibility. You need visibility. You need to show up in places. I am speaking here. I am invited here as a guest. So I can say most people who do not, who are watching me right now, you probably do not know me before, okay? But some of you are seeing me for the first time. Some of you know me before. So if I was not here, or if I did not accept to be here, you might have not known me. Do you understand? So do collaboration. Collaborate with people around your industry. Collaborate with people higher, below, with you. Collaborate with them. And I mean higher, people who are above you in the industry, people who are below you in the industry, people you feel you are on the same level in the industry. You collaborate with them so that you can expand your visibility. Okay, so these are several ways you can build and leverage on your talent for global relevance. Please, I need to know if you're still with me.
Yes, continue. I with you.
Okay, thank you. So these are several ways you can use to build. You can leverage on your talent to build for global relevance. I mean, so another thing you can do is organize training programs, free training programs, paid training programs, organized training program. What this help you to do is to master your craft. If you're building a brand as okay, for example, I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm a brand strategist. I teach people how to build a profitable brand in the digital space. Now, if I am a brand strategist, my God, I'm sorry. Okay, so if I am a brand strategist, man, the power just went up. If I am a brand strategist, I will be teaching people how to build a profitable brand in the digital space. I'll be teaching people how to build a profitable brand. And how do I do that? By organizing trainings, free trainings. I hope you can see me before we get free trainings,
Yes, we
paid
can see
trainings.
you. We can see you.
By doing this, I am mastering my craft. I am mastering my craft. So because it's not just by learning it, you master your craft by consistently doing it, So you have to put yourself out there, train people, build visibility. I talked about collaboration. It helps you to build visibility. It helps you to build visibility for whatever it is that you want to do on this space. So these are just basic points you can use to build and leverage your talents for global relevance. So if you feel you're not having a talent, or you do not have a skill that you want to build on, that's a big lie. Like I told you, I shared my story. When I started on this space, I do not have any skill. I studied mechanical engineering in school, and of course I was feeling, I can't build a brand on mechanical engineering on that space. So I do not have any other talents to speak for myself. I had to leverage on learning. So identify what you can do. If you do not have a talent yet, you can learn it. What are you passionate about? What is one thing that you can do, or what is one thing that you know how to do so well, or what is something that you know that even if they wake you from the sleep this moment, you're doing it with excitement. That's a passion. You can use all this, you can identify all this and leverage on them. You can leverage on your experience too. When you're doing something over a very long period of time, you become skillful in it. You're already a master of it. You've mastered that craft. You can leverage on it. To me, it's already a skilled talent. I spoke about somebody who is using her brand as an accountant. Of course, she studied accounting in school, obviously, but accounting is not something you actually think you can actually do online. But now she's doing it online, teaching people how to manage their finance, teaching people how to do budgeting, how to set financial goals. All those things. There are people who need them. You might have studied a particular course in school. There are actually people who need your experience out there. There are people who need your experience, your knowledge, whatever it is. Those experiences you've gathered over the years. There are some people who wants to have that experience, who wants to know how you've been able to master those acts all through. There could be 5 years of experience, 10 years of experience. You could leverage on them. They are your skilled talent. You could leverage on them and build a brand in it. For your global relevance. Okay. So I would like to know if there's a question, or if you're following me. I don't know, I like seeing comments so that I can feel the vibes and know that people are actually with me. Especially, please, we need to know if I'm having any question.
Once there is question, I'll bring it up to you. For now, there's no question. I think so. I'm looking at the comments. There's no question now.
Okay, so good. Okay, I've mentioned basic things that we need to know on how to build and leverage our talent, on how to build and leverage our talent. So just go through everything I have said from beginning. Identify your talent. See, everything I have said would not make sense, or would not be relevant if you've not been able to identify your talents. Now, I discovered in my own journey, that I am so good at learning. I have the ability to learn. I didn't know, it was a coach who told me having the ability to learn is a talent. There are some people who do not have the ability to learn. No matter how you teach them, no matter how you coach them, no matter how you train them, they can't learn. They don't grab. So you having the ability to learn is a talent. You can leverage on it. So I discovered that I had the ability to learn. I had the ability to grab things very fast, and I leveraged. That was the only thing I know I had. That was the only thing I could classify as my talent. Okay, so I leveraged on it. I leveraged on it to build myself. I leveraged on it to learn all the skills that I know. Some of you are very techy. You know how to use. You're very good at using the smartphone. You know how to do stuff. So even without learning it, you know how to create amazing things using your phone. I mean, that's a talent. You can build on it. You can get more skills, can get more trainings on it and leverage on it. I know of a friend who is so good. I know of a lady on Instagram, they call her Miss Techie. There are people like that. So you can leverage on that talent that you already have. There's some of you have passion. You probably have passion for sewing. You probably have passion for. I know somebody who is building a brand as a brand polisher. She teach people how to dress good. Now that's her passion because she loves dressing good. So now she's teaching people how to dress good. It's a skill. There are some people who do not. I call it a talent. There's some people who do not know how to dress. No, it's not like they don't have the clothes to wear or whatever, but they just don't know how to combine colors. They don't know what fits them. So you having it or you knowing it is not just anything. It's a talent. It's a talent that you can leverage on. It's a talent. Some of you know how to make hair. Some of you do not even learn it. Some of you learned it and you're so good at it. It's a talent. You can leverage on it and build a profitable brand around. You can leverage on anything that you feel you know. So that's why I talked about identifying your talents. Identifying your talents. You need to write them down. Everything, any ability. If you can talk, if you know how to talk, like you know how to talk, you just talk anyhow. It's a talent you can leverage on. It's a talent you can even speak pidgin English very well. That's a talent. I mean, there are people who cannot speak pidgin English very well. That's a talent. I know people who are building a brand on it. There are people, radio presenters and all of that are leveraging on their pidgin abilities to build a strong brand. So it doesn't matter what it is, no matter how little it is, you just need to know how to leverage on it. So that's why I talked about that. I need you to follow me through when I talked about identifying your knowledge, identifying the skill gap, identifying your skill gap, what you know how to do more. Among all the things you've been able to identify, you could talk, you could dance, you could write, you could speak, all the things you know how to do, write them down, identify them, know them. You have the ability to learn. You have the ability to understand things easily. Write them down. Then identify the skill gap. What are you more skillful at? What are you more skillful at? What can you do at ease? What can you do? What can you do without complaining, without grumbling? That's passion. What can you do without complaining? You'll be able to identify all these things. Then the most important thing, identify the one you can build a brand on, because it's not every talent you can actually build a brand on. It's not everything you know how to do you can build a brand on this digital space. So you need to identify the one you can build a brand on, and most importantly, the one that is sellable. The one that is sellable, the one that you can be able to monetize. Yes, that's the word. The one that you can be able to monetize. So if you've been able to identify all these things, then start building a brand on it. Start building a brand on it. Create content. If you're into sewing, you can create content. Teach people how to cut, the right way of cutting a straight gown, how to cut a flare gown, how to cut a dinner gown. Those are content. You can create content about it. You can create, if you're building a brand around I'm trying to think of something. Let me use accounting. You can teach people about financial budgeting, how to save, the proper way of saving, or the proper way of managing their finance. You can use that as content to put yourself out there. So with doing that consistently, you're actually telling people that, okay, I can do this. Because if you do not create content, people will not actually know exactly what you do. So creating content around your brand helps you position yourself, helps you sell yourself naturally, helps you sell yourself. I do not need to so much carry a megaphone and say I'm a brand strategist. My content is already selling me, because I create content around branding and the likes. So create content around what you want to build a talent on. You want to build a talent on anything. Create content around it. You can build a content. I'm seeing comedians doing amazing things. That's talent. There are people learning comedy now. People who are not funny naturally, and they are learning it now. Somebody was telling me some days ago that there is nothing that can't be learned. There's nothing that can't be learned. That's why I said you should be able to identify all what you can do and what you are passionate. There are some of the things that you can do or you can't do so well. Okay, there are some of the things you can't do so well, but you have passion for it. That's the place of learning. That's the place of learning. You need to learn how to do those things. So when you learn them, you start building a strong brand around it. You start creating content, start putting yourself out there, start doing live videos to teach people, start doing collaboration. All these things are helping you build visibility. They're helping you expand your visibility, expand your reach, getting people to know what you can do, getting people to know what you have to offer. All these things, all this content creation, creating content, put yourself out there, doing videos, doing collaborations. What they do for you is positioning you and your brand for visibility, positioning you and your brand for global relevance. So all these creating your content, Precious said before we started that he has been seeing my work. I don't know if I have not been putting myself out there. I don't think he would just come to me and say he wants me to be a speaker in his event. No, it's not possible. It's not possible. But I have been putting myself out there, so he saw me worthy of gracing his submit. Gracing his submit. So that's what power of content creation can do for you. That's what the power of content creation can do for you. So you need to be able to put yourself out there and create the right content. Great. That's why I talked about skill sets you should learn no matter the brand you want to build. Content creation, public speaking, because you can be invited for an event like this, a live event where you're having people watching you. So you need to have the ability to speak. You need to have the ability to face camera. So you need to learn those skill sets. You need to learn how to write, because if you are going to be communicating your brand to people, it's through writing. So you need to be able have the ability to write and communicate your brand in form of text. So those things are skill sets you can learn. Those things are skill sets you can learn. I know a lot of people who learned writing and they become a writing coach, and now they are teaching people how to write. So it's not you do not have to have. That's why I had to categorize this, because I discovered that a lot of people who were like me, who felt frustrated that we do not have a talent to leverage on. We do not have any inborn skill. We could not talk so confidently. We could not write so well. We could not do a lot of things, and we felt okay. We are not needed in the society. We don't have what to offer. We don't have what to bring to the table. So that's why I had to categorize talent into two different parts: skill talent, because now I have what to bring to the table. I have what to offer. I have what to present as a brand. And these things were not something I know how to do some time ago. I had to learn them, and now I am good at it, because over time I have been able to master the act. I've been able to master the craft. I've been able to master it, that a lot of people now see it as a talent. So that's why I call it skill talent. Everyone now see that. People tell me, "Oh, you're so good at brand awareness. You're so good at branding. You have talent." Somebody told me I have talent in storytelling. I'm like, talent in storytelling. Do people really have talent in storytelling? So it's you become so skilled at that thing that people now start seeing it as your talent. Like, this girl is like, there's this word, how do I put it, that they'll say you were born with it. I mean, this girl just born with writing. She can so write. She can write so well, and they don't actually know that some time ago you could not write. You actually learned it and you mastered the act, and now it has become a talent for people. Like, to people, it has become a talent. Why? Because it's now a skill talent, like how I categorize it. So you if you follow through all this process, you discover that you actually have something in you. Actually have something in you that you do not know. Actually, there's one thing about writing. There's one thing about jotting down. That's why I said in the first one, when I talked about identifying your talents, writing them down. It's not just for you to sit and say, okay, I know how to sing, I know how to write, I know how to cook. If you know how to cook, is a talent. Means there are people that don't know how to cook. So if you know how to cook, is a talent. Whether you learned it or you just naturally know it's a talent. So you know how to cook, you know how to speak very well, and several other talents. You need to write them down. Now, what writing them down helps you to do is it helps you to understand the skill gap. Now, if you're putting them down, you get to see. Even the Bible, there's one aspect of the Bible that say, count your blessings, name them one by one. So you get to see that you actually have a lot of things to offer that you've not taken note of. You actually have a lot of things to bring to the table that you've not taken note of, because you feel that you do not those things are not relevant. Like what I said about myself when I talked about me having the ability to learn. I mean, it was something that did not look like was not relevant to me. It was not relevant. I had the ability to learn. It was not relevant. What can I use? What can I use learning to do? Learning is not a talent. It's not a skill. It's not something I can bring to the table. It's not something I can sell. But what that helped me to do is that it helped me to be able to learn other things. It helped me to be able to learn other things. So if you think okay, some person might be listening to me, I'm like, okay, there's ability to learn. Is that actually a talent? My dear, is a talent. It's a talent, because I have seen people over my years of training. I have even trained people that over time you keep training them. They don't understand. They are not grabbing. It seems like the thing is not entering. Like they'll tell us in secondary school, it doesn't enter. It's so you having the ability to be able to learn. You're learning something. You're able to grab it. You're able to do amazing things with it. It's a gift. It's a talent. In fact, it's one of the best talents you can have, because you can leverage on it to learn whatever you want to learn. If you have an ability to learn, you can leverage on it. So it's a talent. If you can cook so well without learning, it's a talent. Even if you learned it, it's a talent. There are people who learned cooking and they still don't know how to cook. So if you can do it very well, it's actually a skilled talent. So if you can bake, whether I know of someone who makes hair, a friend of mine, she didn't learn it anywhere. She just know how to make it. Probably she know how to make it from small. I don't know, but because of consistent practice, she became so good in it, and she makes hair now without learning. So that's a talent. And why there are people who learn it and they are very skillful in it. That's a skilled talent. So it doesn't matter what it is you know how to do, whether you learned it, whether you know it's inborn in you, whether it's an inborn gift in you, it doesn't matter. It's a talent. All you just have to do is to be able to identify them and use them for your own advantage. Thank you very much. So, Princess, are you there?
All right, that was amazing. I think I have some few questions with me. I'm supposed to bring it up,
Okay.
but I can't see it. I can't seem to figure out how to bring it up right now. So I'll just read it out to you. Probably you just give us the answer. Is that okay by you?
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay. Okay.
So someone is asking, a lot of people are talented, but they can't take it to they can't take it to a global relevance because of lack of funds. What advice do you have for them? You get the question?
Yeah, I get it. Now, lack of funds in what aspect? Lack of funds in what aspect? Is it in training, acquiring more skills that you need? Because I do not think funds has the ability to disturb you. When I talked about bringing yourself out there and creating content, I mean, you have data, you come online every day, even if you are using free mode. Even if you are using free mode, you can create content with free mode. You can write in, don't you post, don't you chat? You can create content. It's one step at a time. You can't say because you do not have money, let your dream die, or you stay isolated because you feel you do not have fun. There are a lot of us out there that if we tell you our story, even now. So you just have to it's more like a determination for what you want to do. Put yourself out there, create content. It's content that will bring you out. Content that will bring you out. I know I can't start mentioning names, but I know of a young boy, I think they said he's 18 or 19, that does amazing content. Like he creates very short content, he posts it every day, every day, every day. And those are amazing content that when you read, you'll be like, wow, this boy is so skilled. Wow, and this boy is doing amazing one. He started building his audience. People started liking him, people started knowing him. Little by little, people started inviting him to come and speak. People started inviting him to come and speak. The boy contested for a writing challenge. He had a lot of votes. People voted for him because they've been seeing his work, and he won. He took the money, applied for training. So this is somebody who was determined. He did not let his lack of fun. There was a time he posted that he couldn't be online for some time because he had his phone was having issues. Then later he came and said, okay, there is a competition. He saw, I think the price tag was up to 100,000. Then he needed people to vote for him so that he can win and get the money. So this is somebody who is determined because he had been putting himself out there. He was having reposts. People were reposting it on his behalf, telling people vote for him. He's 19, vote for him. He's 19. And you've seen it everywhere. And I'm like, wow. So this is somebody who was determined to put it, to not allow his financial issues disturb him. He has been putting himself by creating content, by giving valuable content. So this is what, if you are skillful around something, teach about it. That's how to create content. Teach about it, talk about it, teach about it regularly, talk about it, connect with people, network. Okay, I didn't make that point. I think I should make it. In building a brand online, you need to network with other people because that's the fastest way to get them to know you. There are a lot of people who are creating amazing content on your wall. If you don't have people creating amazing content, please join groups. There are amazing groups that you will see. Join them. So when you see them creating, you see a post that you read and you love the comments, connect with the person, send a friend request or follow them, whatever. Connect with them and read. Comment on their posts. Comment on their posts. You are networking, you are connecting with them. That's the fastest way to connect with people. Comment on their posts. They are getting to know you. So when there's something I usually tell people, there's something, if this thing happens, it's more like, should I call it a secret? No, I won't say it's a secret, but there's something that when you're always commenting on people's posts, your name sticks in their head. Now, when they see your own post, they do not pass it. Like, it's a natural thing that happens because they're already used to there are some names that I'm used to because I see them regularly on my comments and they're always commenting on my posts. But whenever I see their own posts, I always want to read. I always want to comment on their own post. What am I doing in essence? I am building a relationship. I might have not chatted with them. I am building a relationship. If I come out and say I want to do one thing or I want to contest for one thing, there are people who want to support because they have been seeing my works, because I have been connecting with them by their posts and all of that. So you do not allow your financial issues to stop you. You just have to sit down and strategize. Think about how you can learn. You can, if you talk about training aspect, there are a lot of free training. That one we should not even start. Like, there are a lot of free trainings you can get to grow yourself. There are a lot of free trainings on content creation, free trainings on branding. Attend them. Join valuable groups. Valuable groups that you can learn from. Then start from there. You're not going to become someone of global relevance overnight. It takes time. It's a process. So start from somewhere. Grow gradually. Grow gradually. Give yourself the permission to grow. Now, that's one of my favorite quotes. Give yourself the permission to grow. The reason why some people are feeling that they can't do something is because they are feeling that, okay, it's going to take them a lot of years to be able to achieve. If it's, many people feel if it's something they cannot achieve within 6 months, it's not worth doing, and that's a lie. So you need to give yourself a permission to grow. Most people you see out there have actually been doing things years ago. You do not know because maybe you do not know them then, but you're knowing them now because they are big people, they are big brands, they are popular brands. I'm like, oh, these people are doing amazing. But you didn't know where they started, when they started. They started 6 years ago. You didn't know them back then because they were not popular. So I think I've been able to answer that question.
Amazing. Yes, amazing. You did well. So I think I have another question over here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Someone is saying, I studied banking in school. I've been struggling on how to go about it in bringing it to the online space, but all this while it has not been fruitful. What advice would you give?
Okay, I really do not know much about banking, but I think banking is broad. There are aspects that you can actually leverage on. If you know how to do all these balance sheets, if you know how to do budgeting, if you know how to do if you know how to do financial management, you can use that. You can use that. You can teach people how to do financial. You can teach people how to save. There was somebody that talked about somebody. There was someone who taught us online how to save 100 naira every day. You know how to create cultivate a saving habit. You know those things. You can teach those things. You know what teaching those things, like I said, what those things help you to do is you are positioning yourself. People are seeing you that you are a banker or you are a financial man. The thing is that you can't come online and say you are a banker. Like there's no what brand do you call a bank? Banker is a career. So you can say you are a you're a financial literacy coach or financial management coach or financial whatever, however you want to put it. But you just have to craft out an aspect from your banking, because the digital space is not a bank. Okay, we do not queue here to come and save money, but there are a lot of people who actually want to learn how to save. There are people who are doing amazing well, who makes a lot of money, but they don't know um how um how they spend their money. So you can actually teach people how to cultivate the habit of taking note of how they spend their money, of keeping record. I think 2 years ago I learned from a lady where she talked about creating a note of your spendings so that by the end of the month you can actually tell how much you have spent. So you will know things that you can actually know exactly where your money are going. You know, there are certain times when at the end of the month you'll be like, maybe you made 100,000 naira, and at the end of the month you're having like 10,000. You'll be wondering, what did I spend my money on? What did I spend? How come I'm having only 10,000 naira remaining? But when you are putting down records, you're taking records of your spending. It helps you know what and what you are spending. These are things you can teach people. People do not know that they can actually do things like that. I learned it, and I've been able to put it into action. People don't know that they can do something. Now, this is something in banking, somewhere inside banking. I don't know. It's somewhere in your field. So you just have to bring out an aspect of that industry, of that field, and present it online. Choose the aspect you want. Choose the one you think you're more knowledgeable in, and the one you think you can do with ease. You can create content around it and bring yourself out here. Okay, that's it.
All right, that was amazing. Thank you very much for giving out an answer to that particular question. So I think this one is coming from me. Probably there might be someone out there who might want to ask the question, but let me just ask the question. Really, you have something to tell us on it. So in the case of talent, I know there are some certain skills are everything. There are some certain skills that we need to actually make our talent achievable or taking it to global relevance or whatever. Is there any skill per se that that somebody who could advise someone to learn at a basic level, before graduating, at some basic skills that that you could advise someone to learn as a factor to help the person build more?
Yeah, basic skill number one is branding. You need to be able to learn how to brand yourself, because branding is everything. Branding is perception. Branding is how people see you. So if you do not build your personal brand, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for people to take note of you. So you need to learn branding, how to brand yourself. Branding is it's more like packaging, but not packaging the essence. Branding is just positioning yourself how you want people to see you. So that's one skill everybody who wants to build anything online should learn. Another skill is content creation. You need to learn it. Content creation. You need to learn how to be able to communicate your brand. And the only way you can communicate your brand is through content creation, either in written form, that's content writing, either through graphics, either through videos. So you need to learn them. You need to understand the one you want to use and the one that works well. There are some brands that you actually do not need much of graphics. You just need writing. But there are some that you need more videos. If you're going to be, for example, you're building a brand on public speaking. Of course, you know that you need to do videos, because public speaking has to do with speaking. You're speaking to people. People are seeing you, watching you, the way you speak, your confidence. So you need to do videos. You need to learn videography, how to create amazing videos. That's a skill set. So content creation in full, you need to learn that. You also need to learn public speaking. Whether or not you are building a brand as a public speaker, public speaking is one skill everyone should learn, because you can be called on at any time to speak at any event. You should be able to have your confidence, the boldness. You'll be able to face camera. You should be able to speak out loudly. Charisma and everything. So that's those three skills I mentioned are basic skills everyone should learn. Then other skills comes depending on what you're building your brand on.
All right. Thank you very much. That was an amazing one. Thank you very, very much. I think you have a particular group on Facebook that you are building also, an audience of
Yeah.
people, community of people. Can you please tell us a little about that? Maybe probably there might be someone out there who will want to just join in, to tune in to get
Okay.
more about you and all that.
Okay, my community is called Phenomenal Entrepreneurs Network. You can search it on Facebook, Phenomenal Entrepreneurs Network, in brackets, Pen Network. Now, it's a community for entrepreneurs, was founded last month. So it's a community for entrepreneurs who wants to build a phenomenal brand, who wants to be known, who wants to build a brand that speaks well for them. We have a lot of struggling entrepreneurs. That was the reason why the community was created. So it's a community basically for entrepreneurs. Whatever it is that you're doing on this space, you're an entrepreneur. So it's a community where we teach people skills, where we teach people the right mindset and strategies for digital productivity. There are a lot of amazing trainings out there, videos, trainings. I think we have over 9 video trainings in the group that you can watch. Over 9 speakers that have held and taught on a particular topic in the group. So joining the group is going to help you if you're an entrepreneur and you want to sharpen your skill, you want to have and build the right mindset, you want to learn strategies on how you can build influence and income on social media, then please, I'm begging you, please, that community is the right method. I know I talked about joining groups. That's what groups helps you to do. So this is a community where
Yeah.
you're going to where you're going to get that kind of knowledge that you need for your entrepreneurship journey.
Joining the group, is it free or there's a particular fee
Yes,
that
it's
one
free.
pays?
It's free. It's open for everybody. It's
All right, so
free.
I can join too now.
Yes, of course. You're welcome.
So generally, the whole subject of, if you watch, the theme of the summit was repositioning African mentality for global relevance. So everybody wants to go global. Even me too. I want to go global.
Yeah.
I want to be invited in US, UK, Britain, and everywhere. It's even you too, and so many other people. So
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why we, crafted a team to point. We pointed it towards that area because we know that a huge number of people are interested. They are interested in going global. So I don't know, maybe probably you have one or two little tips or advice that you could give anyone, probably like someone looking at us now or viewers that will come later. You have one or two tips that you can give the people viewing us now generally, to summarize all you have told us. We know you have given us a lot, so I don't know, maybe you have one or two tips to give us. So generally, when we remember this thing, when we remember this particular tip, once it sticks to our head, say our going global in Jesus' name. So I don't know.
Okay. So the thing I'm going to say is building a global brand takes time. That's the first mindset you should have. When I talk about having the right mindset, building a global brand takes time. It's not something that happens overnight. It's a journey. It's a journey that you have to go through, and in this journey, you have to be able to you have to make a decision to be able to learn. You have to make a decision to be able to unlearn. You have to make a decision to be able to relearn. There are certain things you will learn that at in the journey you have to unlearn them. Like you have to drop that thing and learn again. So you have to be open-minded to these things. They and also building a brand, a global brand is not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. So this is the kind of mindset you should have. It's not going to be easy. There will be a lot of things. There will be financial struggles. There will be emotional struggles. There will be sometimes that you don't feel like doing again. And you're so tired. Things are not going well for you, but you need to understand that nothing good just comes easy. Nothing good. Even the gold, before it comes out as a gold, it has to go through a lot of process, a lot of burning and a lot of fires and everything. So you have to position your mind that way, that building a global brand takes time. So that's just advice I would give to anyone who wants to build a global brand. Because if you do not have that mindset, you wouldn't be able to scale. You won't be able to grow because at some point you feel frustrated. Things might not work out for you. You might be looking at yourself that okay, in 6 months or in 1 year, this is where I should have gotten to. This is what I should have achieved. And maybe you are just a month to the 1 year, or you're even already 1 year and you've not achieved it and you're feeling so terrible. That's why you need to have the right mindset. You need to have the right mindset. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy journey, but trust me, it's going to be worth it, so long or provided that you are building a good brand. You're building something what waiting for, something what aspiring for. So that's all I'm going to say. Building a brand takes time.
All right, thank you so much for that. So I think someone is asking here, is there any way they can reach out to you, like aside the community of entrepreneurs that you talked about? Is there any other way they can reach out to you, probably on Facebook, Instagram? Which of the platform are you very, very
Okay,
active, so that they can
I'm more
send you?
dominating on Facebook. My
Okay.
Facebook name is Cassandra David. Yeah,
Right.
my Facebook name is Cassandra David. Then my Instagram name is Phenomenal Cassandra. At Phenomenal Cassandra, that's mine. But I'm more on Facebook. So if you want to connect to me, send me a friend request and send me a message. Tell me that you are from this summit so that I can accept your friend. I can create space to accept you. Understand? Because I have a lot of friend requests. So your friend request might just get lost inside. But when you send me a message, I'm definitely going to see it so that I can be able to attend to your friend request. I can create space for you. So that's how you can connect with me. From there, maybe we can take it to WhatsApp if it's business.
Of course. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was an amazing section from you. You did a very nice job. We
Thank you.
appreciate you for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's an
Yeah,
honor.
well done. You're very welcome.
All right.
All right,
Bye.
bye. All right, guys, you've heard from her. You want to connect to her. She says she's dominating on Facebook. Probably you can just reach out to her directly on Facebook. Send her a friend request, a message indicating that you are from this summit. Just right attached to it. Just send the message and say Mindshift Summit, and I am very confident that she's going to reply you. All right, so we're coming to the end of this particular section today. We're coming to the end of today's program. Tomorrow we continue to. Before I forget, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel Wisdom Class TV, which is the sponsor of this great event. So keep on tuning. Stay tuned tomorrow at exactly 4. We have some amazing, resourceful, seasonal, phenomenal speakers that we have invited for this summit to dish out some amazing stuffs. All right, guys. See you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful time.